In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on August 10, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Toronto Blue Jays versus Baltimore Orioles. The Toronto Blue Jays will go on the road as they take on the Baltimore Orioles at Camden Yards. Jose Berrios is expected to take the mound for the Jays. Dean Kremer is the probable pitcher for the Orioles. The Orioles already proven they can compete with the Blue Jays both earlier this season and within this series. Their previous series was a split, and they have an opportunity to get an even better result this time around. After winning the series opener, they were tasked with facing ace Alek Manoah on Tuesday. While the yin-yang theory is rather arbitrary, the Orioles actually have a chance to prove it's them with the advantage once again for the finale. That series opening win is also what had Baltimore as the team with the best record in the American League since the All-Star break. Yes, better than even the Yankees and Astros. While that may not be the case in the long term, the fact remains that the Orioles are still close behind the Jays in terms of the American League wildcard race. Toronto is transitioning from their ace Manoah to putting Jose Berrios on the mound for Wednesday's finale. It was Yusei Kikuchi out there for the series opener that the Orioles won, and the two starters have one glaring commonality: inconsistency. Berrios perfectly put this on display recently. He had a solid 7-inning start against the Tigers to end July, while his most recent start was him getting shelled by the Twins for 5 runs in just 3.2 innings. With Baltimore continuing to impress and being a top 10 team at home this season, they can expose Berrios for another bad start. Berrios in his last start gave up 5 runs, and it's not going to get any better in this game. The Orioles' offense has been strong in the first 2 games of this series, and they are going to find success again in this game against Berrios. Kremer gave up 0 runs in his last start, and the Orioles will pull the upset. So the Baltimore Orioles money line is our full game side pick. When these two teams square off, runs are scored. In the last 10 games between these two teams, Toronto averages 9 runs per game and Baltimore averages 4.80 runs per game. The Blue Jays have been good on offense this season. Toronto ranks top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBI, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. Dean Kremer has not been very good for the Orioles. Opposing batters have a .279 batting average against him. He has allowed 5 home runs in his last 6 starts. This will be a higher scoring game. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Marlins versus Philadelphia Phillies. The Miami Marlins face the Philadelphia Phillies with both teams heading in opposite directions in the final 2 months of the season. The Marlins have a 49-60 record and have gone 6-12 in the second half of the season, while the Phillies have a 61-48 record and winning 6 games in a row, and 9 of the last 10 games have leaped into a wild card spot in the National League. For the upcoming game, the Marlins will turn to their ace Sandy Alcantara as their starting pitcher, who is coming off a complete game shutout, while the Phillies will turn to Noah Syndergaard, who will make his second start with the team since being acquired at the trade deadline. The Phillies have been playing great across the board and are expected to win at home and continue to build on their wild card position in the National League. The problem is that the Marlins are turning to one of the best pitchers in the game as their starter, and with a promising roster, look to control the upcoming game. The Marlins should constantly drive in runs against Noah Syndergaard, who allowed 4 runs in his last outing, with Garrett Cooper, Jesus Aguilar, and the rest of the batting order making contact and circling the bases. The Marlins should also limit the Phillies lineup, with Sandy Alcantara pitching multiple strong innings with little to no contact at the plate to allow the bullpen to easily close out the game. The Marlins should win the game and provide great odds in the process as road underdogs. So the Miami Marlins money line is our full game side pick. The under has cashed in all 3 of Alcantara's starts against the Phillies this season. He has no issues on the road, where he has a minuscule 1.98 earned run average. After Sandy, the Marlins bullpen should contain the Phillies considering the pen features a strong 3.93 earned run average. One of the only bright spots for the Marlins this season has been how well Sandy Alcantara has pitched. Alcantara has a 1.88 earned run average and he has turned into a must-see pitcher. For the Phillies, Noah Syndergaard will look to have a better second outing with the team than he did in his first. The Marlins' offense has been brutal this season and the Phillies shouldn't get too much off of Alcantara. The Phillies should limit a Marlins lineup that averages only 3.84 runs per game with Noah Syndergaard pitching multiple strong innings in a much-needed bounce-back game. The Marlins, meanwhile, should eliminate the Phillies lineup with Sandy Alcantara building off of a complete game shutout and pitching multiple scoreless innings and possibly going the distance once again, with the Marlins lineup being one of the worst in baseball and the undergoing 6-0 in their last 6 games. All signs point to a low-scoring pitchers' duel. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Atlanta Braves vs. Boston Red Sox. The Atlanta Braves will conclude an interleague series of 2 games at Fenway Park when playing against the Boston Red Sox on Wednesday. Atlanta was idle on Monday and the Braves were defeated by the New York Mets on Sunday 5-2. Atlanta lost 3 straight to New York in 4 of the 5 games in their 5-game series against the National League East leaders. Atlanta has lost 5 of the last 6 and sits at 64-46. Which is second in the National League East but a distant 7 games behind the front-running Mets. Atlanta has 5 pitchers on its injury list as well as position players Ozzie Albies, Mike Ford, and Manny Pina. Boston was also off on Monday and the Red Sox have struggled just like the Braves of late. Boston was defeated by the Kansas City Royals 13-5 on Sunday and the Red Sun lost 3 of the 4 games of their series against Kansas City. Boston has lost 4 out of the last 5 and the Red Sox sit in last place in the American League East at 54-56. Which is 17 games behind the front-running New York Yankees. Boston has 7 pitchers on its injury list as well as position players Kike Hernandez, Robert Snyder, and Trevor Story. Atlanta is 5-1 in their last 6 interleague games and 21-5 in their last 26-game 2 matchups, while the over is 9-0-2 in their last 11 road games. Boston is 54-23 in their last 77 games against the National League East and 131-63 in their last 194 interleague home games, while the under is 4-0 in their last 4 games against a team with a winning record. Atlanta has played very well over the last few months, with the exception of this past weekend versus the Mets, winning 41 of the last 60, and the Braves beat up on weaker opponents, winning 37 of the last 51 when playing against a team with a losing record. Boston has lost 5 of the last 6 played at home against Atlanta. Although Kyle Wright is coming off a poor outing against the New York Mets last Thursday, the right-hander prior to that did not allow more than 2 earned runs in each of his previous 3 starts, which were wins over Washington, the Los Angeles Angels, and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Boston starting pitcher Nick Pivetta has been hit hard in 4 out of the last 5 starts, allowing a combined 38 hits and 21 runs in only 23 1/3 innings. Boston just appears to be falling apart at the worst time when they need wins to keep themselves in the hunt come September. While I think the sense of urgency has finally hit the Atlanta Braves, who need to win in every winnable spot they have to keep pace with the Mets and grab a wild card if not win the NL East, I also think Kyle Wright gives the Braves a massive pitching edge over whatever Nick Pivetta is bringing to the table. I get why a home underdog is worth a look in some spots, but this isn't one of those spots in my opinion. So the Atlanta Braves money line is our full game side pick. Both starting pitchers Kyle Wright for Atlanta and Nick Pivetta for Boston have been hit hard in each of their last starts. The total has finished over in 5 of the last 7 games that Atlanta has played at Fenway Park, and the total has finished over in 15 of the last 21 games overall between Atlanta and Boston. Atlanta has seen the total finish over 9 of the last 11 played on the road. Last night's series opener combined for 16 runs, and I know it went to extra innings, but there were still 12 runs scored in the first 9 innings. The game going to extra innings is a great reason to bet the over in Wednesday's contest because both bullpens had to use far more relievers than they wanted to on Tuesday. Atlanta used 6 relievers while Boston used 7, and it's not like both bullpens will be too fatigued since both squads had an off day on Monday. But both lineups have now seen the primary relievers of the other team after just the series opener. The over is 6-1 in Pivetta's last 7 starts, and both offenses proved they are more than capable of scoring runs in bunches on Tuesday night. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video. whether you agree or disagree with them. So leave a comment down below and do let us know.